Kia ora tamariki mā, and welcome back to The Word. Today's story is about a guy named Jonathan who worked hard to help others understand and get along with each other better. Kind of like a peer mediator at school. But this guy was mediating between his dad, who was also the king, and his best friend David. This is going to be interesting. To begin with, King Saul liked David. He even offered to let his daughter, Michal, marry him. The Bible says that Michal loved David very much. So now we have David, whose best friend is Jonathan. He's married to his sister Michal, who is also the daughter of King Saul. The thing was that over the time, King Saul had become very jealous of David. Mostly because the people loved David more than him. They made up songs about David's victories, and the song sent King Saul into a rage. The people sang out loud and clear that David was 10 times better than him. That would have been hard to hear. It can be hard when people don't like us or maybe don't see what value we bring. King Saul didn't realize that the reason David was doing so well was because he trusted God. But King Saul let the jealousy get into him. It ate away at his mind, and he decided there was only one thing to do. He needed to kill David. Jonathan heard his dad's plan and decided to warn his friend. David, you've got to hide now! David, Dad is on the warpath. He's headed straight for you. I'm going to go and try and talk some sense into him, but in the meantime, you need to head out of town and hide out until I come for you. David was confused. I don't get it. What did I do? Jonathan encouraged his friend and reminded him that his dad wasn't in a good headspace right now, so he wasn't making good decisions. David listened to his friend and headed off to find a safe place to wait and hide. Jonathan went straight to find his dad and was like, "Dad, can we talk? This plan of yours sounds crazy. Why would you want to hurt someone who has helped you, someone who's a part of your whānau? David has led our army to victory. He's on our side. Don't hurt him, Dad, please. Don't you remember when David helped us? He helped you to win. Don't you remember how happy you were back then?" Saul listened to his son and the memories flooded back. What Jonathan said, well, it made sense. So he made a promise. "I hear you, son. I don't know what came over me, but I promise you that I won't kill David." Jonathan was able to call David back home, and for a while at least, they lived in peace. Jonathan had managed to keep the peace between his dad and his friend. It had taken courage. He had to speak up, and he had to make sure the truth was heard. As lifelong followers of Jesus, we sometimes might find ourselves in situations where we can help bring peace and be able to encourage others when they are struggling to find a way out of their disagreements or fights. I wonder how God will use you in the future to be a peacemaker.